Alright, I have my business concluded, so let's try to finish up this game. I think there is only a final showdown or whatever that is left of it. So let's get to it. So last time, which was a couple of hours ago, I was first of all I was taken by the Second Inquisition, and who knows what they were going to do to me, kill me perhaps. But I was saved by my friends Agathon and Hope, and Kaiser, who's not really my friend, but still, he helped them. And then I was supposed to arrange a meeting with Torg for Sophie. So we kind of got to that, and here we are. Now, it was revealed that Callahan is drinking Panhard's blood, which means that Panhard has control over him, and Callahan probably wants to please her. And I suspect that the Inquisition is involved in this, because it was not revealed who told the Inquisition where I was. So now we are going to meet the Prince Panhard and Baron Callahan. And I'm with Sophie and Torg, and I wonder what will happen. Out of all the places in New York City where the Prince and the Baron could meet, and it's Ellis Island, a landmark with a dark past, a museum on one hand, a dilapidated piece of history on the other. You leave the boat and make your way to the southern part of the island, paying no heed to the renovated tourist attractions on the northern side. You expected some resistance, a night guard, a helicopter flying overhead, or maybe a NYPD patrol boat. Nothing. The island seems completely deserted. It's clear this sets Sophie on edge. She's moving as quietly and subtly as ever, but you can see that she's eager to reach the particular house her intel pointed out. Thorg is following suit, grimly determined, flashing his piercing gaze all over, still clearly uncertain that this isn't some kind of con. I'm also uncertain. Finally, you see it, light coming from a window in one of the buildings at the edge of the island. The three of you slowly creep closer to the building and take a look inside the window. There it is, Callahan, kneeling in front of the prince, sucking on Panhard's wrist, both fully clothed. A small blessing. Thorg makes his move, and before Sophie can stop him, he busts through the building's doors. It all happens very quickly. Thorg grabs Callahan by the shoulders and throws him through the still open door. Callahan hits the ground hard. Thorg appears on top of him and starts punching. You fucker! You piece of shit! Stop! The prince's voice takes hold, for just long enough to make Torque relent, which the Baron uses to the fullest. He shoves Torque off of himself and tries to bite down. Prince, call off your lapdog. Langley, what is the meaning of this? The two anarchs break apart, both wounded, but neither is quite done yet. They look at one another with pure hatred. So that's what Callahan looks like. And they said I met him, but I didn't. I really didn't. Kill the bitch, Helene. But leave the fletchling to me. Right after I deal with this shit stain, I'm gonna... A shrill, unpleasant laugh fills the air. You know who it belongs to. It's this guy. Sounds so entertaining, truly. It feels almost a shame to break up this spectacle, but alas. Thomas? Who the fuck is this joker? Oh yes, I don't think we met. Though I did hear a lot about you, Mr. Torque. My name is Thomas Arturo, and I... Callahan uses this moment of uncertainty to strike. He's still too slow for Torque, who throws the boss onto the lawn where the two exchange blows once again. Helene, if you'd be so kind as to ask your friend not to hurt our guest too much. Callahan, don't kill him. And this time Callahan comes out on top and grabs Torque in an iron hold. Your companion struggles, but can't quite break away. I will not be denied, Helene, not this time. You will do as I command. And she will do as I command her, Douglas, old boy. What? Like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. I feel like I need to break up this little spectacle. It's been going on for much too long. You think you're so smart, Langley. You and your clique figured out that there was something fishy going on. All on your own, but you were always working with just a piece of the puzzle. Wasn't she so like you? Sophie looks to you, shocked and disappointed. Oh, what are you... What am I talking about, you ask? You fledgling. You don't know. How could you? Only I knew. And your sire, of course. They are the ones who agreed to embrace you after some negotiations. What? You hear a scream and a curse. It's Callahan, whose arm has been nearly ripped off his body. Torque breaks out of the Baron's grasp, but doesn't continue the attack. Instead, he's at the edge of the water in the blink of an eye and disappears into the Hudson. The only trace left of him is his fedora. Another actor going off script at the very end. No matter. Let him bring us some amusement now that the production is almost wrapped up. He'll reach his allies. He'll tell everyone of this. Helene, even if we naively assume his nights aren't numbered, now that he's in the Second Inquisition sites, this show must go on one way or another. Won't hurt to encourage leaks and speculation. Sophie looks at you. How could you, Solakin? I saved you. Arturo suddenly appears next to her and slaps her in the face. Langley, 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 what happened to your self-esteem? You can't really think a simple neonate has outplayed you. Oh, maybe this oblivious act is your way of groveling for mercy. Thomas, what? You thought that being an expert chess player would always be enough. You never realized people at the top simply flip the chessboard over and punch you in the face whenever they don't like how the game is going. He motions to the remaining kindred. But the thing is, you weren't even adept at playing the game you knew. Solacium, just another pawn, placed on the board by my associate. Who is? You thought they were your piece since you took them in, but who gave you that idea? You returned to the night where you were judged by Prince Bunhard, the woman in red, Sophie. Somebody speaking to her, a man in glasses, the man standing before you now. This is cruel. We know what's going to happen. If only somebody would speak up for the poor children. They could be a useful tool for the Camarilla. There are creeps onto Sophie's face. Of course, those are not the words you heard, were they? No. You were already grasping for some opportunity to further your scheme. I put the bait out and you took it, hook, line and sinker. After that, it was only a matter of time before you started using Solacium as your errand boy. No one is quite as easy to track and monitor as a naive fledgling who's just learning the ropes. What is it that you want, Thomas? What do I want? Oh boy. The answer is so simple, but so hard to put into words. Unstable stability, cutting-edge tales of thrills and intrigue that push it to the limit, and then return you to the tried and tested status quo, gently, infallibly. A system full of distractingly moving parts, which simulate conflicts so convincingly that its user never feel a need to direct their energy toward upsetting the system. Achieving the eternal through the disposable, building a city that's like a ship of Theseus, constantly changing its parts, yet always maintaining the same purpose, serving the same goal at all times. A large-scale infrastructure that has something like an exhaust system for the spirit, something that disperses the toxicity around instead of concentrating it in a single place. None of what you're saying makes the slightest bit of sense. Arturo is momentarily stopped in his tracks. He stares into the sky for a few seconds before a sad grin appears on his face. Spoken like someone who's never really had what it takes to make it in the big leagues. With a theatrical snap of his fingers, he gives his last sentence a sense of finality. Something's changed in the air. A woman's shape slinks behind Sophie's back. Goodbye, Sophie. A person appears behind Sophie. You can't believe your eyes. It's Adelaide Davis, holding garden shears in her hands. It's my stalker. What do I do? Sophie, I'm sorry. You hear the shears snip. Sophie's red hair conceals her face as her head falls, separated from her shoulders. Silence. Arturo's unpleasant laughter erupts right next to you. Oh, Solacium, your career is moving at a breakneck pace, moving up and up and up. Let me congratulate you on your promotion. Oh my. What do you want from me? What's the rush? I was about to get to that. Helene, feel free to leave us and take the Baron with you. Thomas, I don't think you should. Shush, you're just being jealous. Adelaide, escort the prince and dear old Douglas, please. Sure thing, darling. You are left alone next to Sophie's body. You try not to look, but it's hard to ignore her little frame decomposing in front of your eyes. Congratulations, you won this little game. You set out on a suicide mission and successfully brought down the power-hungry wannabe tyrant, even if it probably wasn't the way you imagined it. And now you're free to enjoy paradise again. Life after death, immortality, eternal youth. What they don't tell you is, of course, living in paradise is inherently sinful when not everyone can partake. But you have the time to learn how to live with sin, don't you? He takes a melancholic look at the city skyline surrounding him, the Statue of Liberty and the lights of Manhattan shimmering in the distance. You know, New York taught me to believe in fate. My own life began right here, and it began with utter despair. My first instinct was to drown myself in books and keep reading and reading until literature gave me the piece of wisdom I needed to go on. Personally, I find reading a silly hobby in retrospect. I always had this minuscule hope that the next sentence I'd read could finally bring me salvation, but it never did. It only gave me fuel for this elevated righteous intellectual suffering. But the more I read, the easier it was for me to boil every paragraph down to a power relationship. The characters' influence over each other, the writer trying to impress the reader, etc. The strings everyone pulls started to look like strands that weave into the fabric of fate, and once I saw its beauty, I got teary-eyed. My architect instincts kicked into overdrive. I didn't have to submit to fate. All I had to do was cooperate with it and wait for my time to shine, give it my input wherever needed, until it trusted me to do more. Thomas steps over what's left of Sophie, wiping his glasses with an elegant cloth from his pocket. And it did. Fate let me look after this city. With my architect's tools, I started quietly shaping the streets and corridors, while Kaiser and his ilk shaped the information flow. And among many tools this process gave me, one of them was a way to reliably come up with useful agents like you. The methods I used were crude at times, but the route was there. All you had to do was follow it. Some people write rulebook passages, the others plan city arteries. In the end, the effect is the same, Someone always follows. He puts on the glasses and gives you a long, hard look. You know, I have grown fond of you. You did so well. Even when that idiot Callahan tipped the Inquisition off, you still got out. I like that kind of resourcefulness. I could use that kind of resourcefulness. Please don't make me drink of you. No! He uncovers his wrist. So, take my blood. Just enough so we can start off on the right foot. As a sign of good faith. A sign that you're ready to play in the big leagues. Ready to behold the sights I've prepared for you. What do you say, Solakion? If I drink of him, he will never let me go. I'm pretty sure of that. What? No! This can't be happening. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Is it loading? Is it dead? Did I kill my switch? I guess that is the end. Well, I guess we can watch the credits now. So, that was the end. How weird. So, I guess I became Arturo's slave. How unfortunate. But at least he seems very powerful, so... I guess he probably just won't throw me away. He could have just killed me. Or maybe I should have helped Sophie, but I didn't. He was very cruel to me. So, that's what you get. Maybe that's the humanity leaving me, but I don't know. And it really... I guess that was the end. Or maybe there should have been something still. Or maybe not. I think there is another game in this series, but yeah. That's it. That's it, folks. I knew it would be short, and it was. Okay. Next time I'm streaming, it will probably be an art stream. And I will have to create or plan a character for Pathfinder Kingmaker before I start playing it. Because there are so many choices. And also I want to draw a character portrait for that game before I start, so I can put it on the character. It would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. But that's it. That's it. Okay. That was a really short stream. And next time will be either tomorrow or maybe Tuesday. I might stream tomorrow because seems like my plans were cancelled for tomorrow. But we'll see. In any case, bye bye. Have a good night or day or whatever.